Hey there, it's Sam here from BMT School of Music, teaching in my temporary home studio as I've recently moved house. And today I'm going to be showing you the second position of the minor pentatonic scale and an introduction to tapping. So we're going to do both things separately, and hopefully you're going to really enjoy this and get a lot out of it. Tapping is super fun, and even learning the second position of the minor pentatonic scale is also fun as well. So we're going to do this in the key of B minor, which is from fret 7, and your pattern 1 of the minor pentatonic scale goes like this, which you should know, and your pattern 2 of the minor pentatonic scale is in 9th position, and we're going to use my favourite scale learning language to do this, which is using the bears. So we have got a shape when it's 2 frets apart like this, so that's fret 10 and fret 12, we call that mummy bear. And when it's 3 frets apart like this, so that's 9 and 12, we're going to call that daddy bear. If we have a shape that's just 2 frets apart, 1 fret apart, such as 9 and 10, I call that baby bear. But there are no baby bears in this pattern. It is made up entirely of mummy and daddy bears. When you play this pattern, watch out because some of them are in different positions. Okay, so here is how pattern 2 of the minor pentatonic scale goes. You could play this video at a slower speed, pause and rewind and just learn it from that. But if I segment it string by string, so the first string is a mummy bear from fret 10. So that's using fingers 2 and 4 on frets 10 and 12. So that's a mummy bear on the bottom E. The next 2 strings are both daddy bears, so they are fret 9 and 12. That's in 9th position still, the whole scale's in 9th position. The next string on the G string is a mummy bear again, but it's in a different position. So it's in using finger 1 and 3, like that. And then the last 2 strings are mummy bears again, but they're 1 fret higher, so they use finger 2 and 4. This can feel quite awkward at first, like that. So so you've got your mummy bear from fret 10 on the bottom E, your 2 daddy bears from fret 9 on the A and D string. Then you've got your mummy bear, like mummy bear to the left, maybe you would say, so it's fret 9 and 11 on the G string. And then you've got your 2 mummy bears on the B and top E string. So and there's like 100 different ways you could look at this scale. Maybe you would name those shapes something different. Maybe you would do it just reading it. But that's the way that I like, and I find that language works really well for a lot of my students, is just having some kind of language or reference point or key almost to learn that scale. Here it is one last time. I'm not going to be playing any backing tracks in this video, but what I want you to imagine just for a second is that you've got a B minor based backing track. So let's say that we had a B minor chord and an E chord. And play that 4 times through. And I want you to get that sound stuck in your head. So when you improvise, you can hear that backing track that you're playing that scale along to. Now, that second pattern is exactly the same scale, is exactly the same notes. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of theory in this lesson, but you can play that pattern you can also play it with different fingerings. So actually what I tend to do quite a bit is I will go up to fret 10 and 12 with fingers 1 and 3. But what that gives you is another pattern that you can play with. It's the same scale. It's just basically it feels different. It sounds a bit different because it's reaching some slightly different pitches. Again, I'm being very brief with the theory on this. So yeah, that's the second pattern of the minor pentatonic scale. And now for the second part of the lesson, we're going to show you an introduction to tapping. Now again, I'm doing no drawings for this, so you've really got to be on the ball to understand how this works. So first I'm going to demonstrate some two-handed tapping. So here we go. One of my favourite ways of doing it is just really, really fast. I love the way that tapping sounds. It just doesn't sound like a guitar anymore. One, because you tap the notes and pull them off and hammer them on. What you lose is the ping that you get at the start of the note. So you always get an initial ping. That kind of piercing sound that then very quickly dies off. It's like a little explosion. So when you're tapping, it's very, very smooth sounding. So because you can play very, very fast, it just doesn't really sound like a guitar anymore. So one of the pioneers of tapping, Eddie Van Halen, who passed away in 2020, I believe, he was one of the first people sort of in the 80s to really kind of have tapping as a big part of his guitar playing. And he would turn his back to the audience and do the tapping. They would apparently would quite often think it was a keyboard. So the way that you're going to use your pattern 1 and your pattern 2 of the minor pentatonic scale to play this tapping is that you are going to finger the first pattern as normal. But with the second pattern, you're going to split the pattern down the middle. So if you imagine when you're playing that pattern, and you need to know it really well before we do this. Imagine there's a left and a right note, a little bit like you're walking 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like a left foot and a right foot. You're going to split that scale down the middle. You would be left with these 6 fret positions, 12, 12, 12, 11, 12 and 12. And you're going to tap these. You can try this. My preferred way to do tapping is to tap with my middle finger on the right hand, and that way I can carry on holding my pick as normal, like that. So I can actually interchange between normal picking and tapping as well. And so you're going to tap those notes with your middle finger on your right hand. So I want you to hold your fingers like ghost notes, and you're going to tap 12, 12, 12, 11, 12, 12, right at the fret, so you get a nice clear sound. I also prefer to rest my palm on the guitar, or I hold my fingers like that. If I'm playing across all the strings, I'll tend to do that. Okay. So hopefully you've got that. Just rewind. Pause, rewind as much as you need to. Practice. Don't worry about going on to the next thing until you're kind of grasping one part a little more. So what we're going to do is really, really basic introduction to tapping. We're going to start on the toppy, and we're going to tap fret 12 on the toppy. Then we're going to ping that finger downwards. We're actually going to pluck the toppy string with that middle finger like this. So then we're holding fret 10. Before you do this, you hold fret 10 with your little finger. So you tap, then you pluck, and you just made that fret 10 like that. Then you're going to pull off the little finger to fret 7. And that's what you end up with. You can do it really fast. Or just slow, just trying to get it really clear. If you feel quite comfortable with that, move on to the next string. 12 on the B, 10, and 7. Exactly the same. Next one. So you get the 11. And you've got a mummy bear shape instead of a daddy bear shape on the left hand. So you tap 11, pluck, pull off to 7. And so forth. D string, fret 12, pluck, 9, pull off to 7, like that. Exactly the same on the A. And then on the bottom E, you're going to be the same as the top E and the B strings. You tap on the 12 of the bottom E, pull off to 10, pull off to 7. It always feels harder here. But you can really have a lot of fun just with 2 strings. Maybe 3. Hopefully that is comprehensive enough in a 10-minute video lesson to show you how to play 2 patterns of the minor pentatonic scale. You should already know your first, you learn your second, and then an introduction to tapping. It's just really fun. It sounds really cool. Hope you get on really well with it, and take care. Bye-bye.